Hey, it's Eternity Pretty Life here, and today I'm announcing and unboxing, so to speak, the November Patreon giveaway item, and that item is the E3D V6, E3D Lite 6 Hot End. Now, the difference between the E3D V6 and the E3D Lite 6 is mainly one thing, and that is on the heatsink here, you have the heat break integrated into the heatsink, so it is a single part. And then the PTFE liner goes all the way through the heatsink right up to the nozzle. So the PTFE tubing will end right here, and then the nozzle begins. So that means two things basically. First of all, you have a shorter melt zone because on the E3D V6, this whole heat break would be getting much hotter, and the filament would be contacting that heat break directly and then melting a little bit sooner, like more down here, whereas now it has to wait till the end to melt. And secondly, because the PTFE goes into the hot zone, that also means that you can't print quite as hot. I believe the limit on this guy is either 240 or 250 C, basically whatever like the glass transition temperature for PTFE is. But still, I've heard very good things about it, and I really want to do a direct comparison between this guy and the E3D V6 to see just what the difference is. I'm guessing that with most PLA and ABS prints, at fairly conservative speeds, you're not going to see much of a difference. When you crank up the speed, the V6 is probably going to outperform, and if you want to print more exotic materials that require higher printing temperatures, of course, this guy just won't be able to handle it. But anyway, let's get into unboxing. So I guess we'll start with this bag. So you'll find that most of the stuff in here is the same as with the E3D V6. So first you have your heatsink, again with there is no separate heat break, it is just a part of the heat sink. You get your PTFE tube, so if you want to do direct drive, you can just use this going down basically to the nozzle and then cut it at the top, and that's that. Or if you want to do Bowden, you can get a longer piece of PTFE tubing like I'm going to do, and then basically same thing, you just stick the end of it in here and the rest will go out to your extruder. In here you've got your heater block, your nozzle, and then this little black piece goes into the top of the heatsink in order to secure the PTFE tubing in place so it can't pull out. Here you just get all your screws, bolts, little ferrules, Allen wrenches, and washers and grub screws, all that sort of stuff. Nothing too exciting. In this bag we have most of the electronics, so we've got the heater cartridge, a 24 volt one. However, I did also purchase a 12 volt one separately, so basically whoever wins this product when I do give it away can use either the 12 volts or the 24 volts. So that's the heater cartridge. You've got the thermistor, which is a little cartridge style 100K thermistor with a connector on the end. You've got the 30mm fan. Again, this is a 24 volt fan. However, you can run the 24 volt fan on 12 volts. It will just run slower, except it actually makes it quieter, and I do prefer that. So that's why I only purchased this one fan for both 12 and 24 volt systems, since it'll work on both. But, you know, if you really want the extra fan performance, which isn't really necessary, you could always purchase a 12 volt fan. And then you get two of these little extenders, so basically they have the 2-pin DuPont on one end, and then their own little connector, I don't know exactly what type this is on the other, to connect to the thermistor and to the fan. You get your little fan duct. The difference between this and the V6 obviously is just the color. It's red to let you know that it is the Lite 6 instead of the V6. You have a zip tie for zip tying. And finally you get one of their new little silicone socks to go on the heater block. So basically the point of this is to first of all keep the heater block cleaner. It's going to keep filament from getting stuck on it, especially during failed prints. And then it also helps to insulate the block, so it will keep it hotter and it will reduce any effects that airflow has on cooling the nozzle. So that's pretty much it for what comes with the E3D V6. Oh, and you always get a little bit of candy and a sticker, so I guess that kind of should be included. But again, I purchased this cartridge separately. You still get the candy with every order, but that was separate. So I'm going to be doing a video on how to assemble this guy. It's pretty straightforward, pretty much exactly the same as the E3D V6. Tom has a great guide over on his channel. I'm sure if you have a V6, you've seen that video. But I will be doing just a quick one on the E3D Lite 6. Basically just doing the same stuff, except it's with the Lite 6. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the assembly video, for the comparisons with the full-size V6, and then for the giveaway at the end of the month. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you later.